Well, here it is, first week of March 2022. Now last year I took a video, two of them actually, parts 1 and 2 of me heading these traps. Of course this is a different bunch. You know, the ones I did last year, he came and gone with them. But when I sent the chip out, camera chip out to, you know, the person that does my YouTube stuff, somehow lost part 2 and a bunch of pictures and maybe a video or two of some setting hens with chicks and odds and ends like that. So you know, what are you gonna do? Beggars can't be choosers. So yeah, around here I don't leave this pile of junk around here all season. I got about 10 repair jobs of mine. I'll whip through those in a few days, a couple days probably, get them the hell out of here. Of course that one there is a total wreck, getting the breakers, smashed all the shit. I can cut the bricks out of it and recycle, salvage a few things out of it. But anyway, this camera doesn't record all that long, maybe 15 minutes or so. I got to the point last year with this video where I got up to that stage right there. I got the side heads all in. I got the middle and back head hung, and I was in the process of tying in the back head, and the camera quit recording. So I'll see if I can pick it up from there. Alright, I got about that far. Come up to that middle mesh. And I put a couple of half hitches in it. From this way. So many angles you gotta spinning the trap around here and then stepping around it. Okay. Couple of half hitches overhand. Okay, so got the 4 corner hog ring. There's a lot of tension on these heads. I don't have to pull them too hum and tight to pop the corner meshes right up, but I like to, before I pull them in, I like to put a second hog ring in each corner just to help hold them a little bit better, because there's so much strain on them that I don't want to bend those hog rings right open. Now, I'll go 4 across the bottom, the 2 side ones in, even up the middle ones, 3 inches apart. Good and firm, not really firm enough for this top. Gotta pull them back one more mesh on the bridge. And 2 on the side. And again, this year, put the clip right in the middle where I didn't want him to. So I've been fighting that. And of course I didn't have the nerve to tell him, well, you know, like I don't really feel like doing this again. You know, I kind of burnt out with heading traps. You know, I Mr. Nice Guy again, just to screw myself out of a couple weeks of my own projects. Well, one thing though, I had a lot of this twine in stock, and it's kind of expensive, so and you wanted another 25 sets of heads on it. One thing is good, there's a kid down there where he lives in Massachusetts, got a trap shop down in Brent Rock. He's not used to tying in these triangles. It's all hoops and 8-mils. So I cut some extra heads for him before, and he had them put them in. He said, "You didn't do quite as good a job as I did, you did okay." And then the next year, he had them do some, and he kind of forgot how to do them from there, so they were a little bit worse that next time. So he said he's gonna bring the trap right to him, like he did before, and try to have him copy him as good as he can. And I'm hoping, finally, this kid catches on and does his traps for him. I mean, it'd save him a lot of, guys, he trucks 33 at a time, all the way up from south of Cape Cod. And yeah, so that is quite a haul for just a pickup load of traps. You know, you always get 33 on, and I don't know if he realizes it, but he only brought up 30 this year. I hope he knows that, so I don't think somebody came in and stole them or something. Alright, for me that's 33 less that I gotta do. Of course I wouldn't want anybody stealing them, but I think he just brought 30. I never bothered to count them because he always brings 33. 1, 2.5, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I came up with a plate of this for a while when I first started heading these traps. As far as tying in this middle head, some guys just go through the mesh anywhere. You know, just poke it through anywhere, and sometimes this will be like that, you know, high on it, a bunch of meshes up, and then sometimes it'll be low the other way and get them all tucked up. And I kept playing with it until I found exactly where it's supposed to go, so it'll go right through the middle of the mesh and not touch any of the head itself. So it'll be just perfect. Fussy that way. I hate crude work. Okay, so then I take this, just like I did that back head, and I sight it over the wire. And the mills you can't pull in tight at all at first, because if you pull them in too tight, a lot of times you could, even more so than the back end, you can pop a corner mesh. In fact, 1 or 2 of those repair jobs of mine are a pop corner. You get that now and then. And another couple out there. One of them a brand new trap, another one just a few years old. In great shape, not a scratch on it. I was taking up traps last fall, and I had them stacked on the float, and some asshole came in and must have ran into them with a davit snatch block on the boat, crunched the ends right in, bent the wire all up, cracked the vinyl coating on it. Never said anything to me. They're all afraid of me down there anyway, bunch of goddamn cowardly fucking weasels. Okay, I go in, that's where I go. I go 2.5 meshes in and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that gets them right perfect. And this here style I had, as far as the wire, you go 3 meshes through the back head, the end of the bridge, and 2 meshes high. And you don't twist them in any way. Sometimes he just wants to take a twist. Yeah, you don't twist them. You go from the outside in and through, and then from the inside out and back. All laid right out the same. No twists and turns. Then over here, and I get at this angle because pull it up like that, and I sight it so it's even right over with the wire, the horizontal part of the wire, and I look, make sure my corners are even. Then I make a couple of half hitches there. I go up the slope. And this one here, I go past the middle mesh one, and then I go through right the center of the bridge, over, and then I go up through the very middle mesh. That one I do everything through the middle mesh, but these middles, for some reason, they come out a little better if you go past it one and then back through it. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. That's how it is. So, okay, now take it and go down that side. Through between the two, between the twine, a couple of half hitches, overhand, hold it in place. I reinforce these corners with a hard ring. Alright, now, I don't know how to get at, but I reach down through the horseshoe in the middle, and I go forward across the bottom, same thing. I do my two outer ones first. And in between, I make sure all the knots are pulled into the trap so they're not hanging out to the bottom, so they get chafed off when it's a hard bottom, it gets rough. That can happen. Some guys just trap builders. They never fished before, so they don't think of those things. I've been lobstering for over 30 years. Got my first lobster license, I think, back in 1984, and I didn't even have a boat or traps then. I was only about 16 years old. Then the next year after high school, I tried to get in as a stern man, but I got wound up on some loser's boat. I was going through a divorce, and he was fucking lazy as hell, and he didn't want to work half the time, so I had to get done with that. So I had to take some shitty land job, you know, do some odd jobs on the side, mowing lawns and doing driveways in the winter. It was hard getting started when I was a kid. I hated it. My life was miserable back then. Thinking about how, you know, I had to start from nothing. And finally, the next year, I got some old leaky wooden skiff and managed to scrounge up enough money to build a bunch of old wooden traps, haul by hand. And I started in because some new company, and also some of the guys will start cutting your gear away, and it's like, hey, you're coming the hard way, you know. But, yeah. So anyway, this trap is done as far as the heads. I go through just to make sure everything is all even. I didn't miss any hog rings. I look over the sides and bottoms. And the only thing I'll do is I'll take it right outside. I got my electric heat knife rope burning tool, and I melt the excess ends off of the poly that I used to string them and tie them off with. And he'll take them from here, put the bricks in, put the runners on, put his doors on, his bungees, and finish them off. Like I said before on the part one of the video, he used to have me build them right from scratch. And I hate building traps with a passion, especially working with this 10 gauge wire. And I finally told him, I was going to get done doing it all together, and said, well, you know, if I box them up, would you head them for me? And I'm like, all right. And so that's what I've been doing for them for probably 5 years, just cutting the heads and heading them for them. He takes it from there. But I'm hoping that kid down there will catch on to this, and you know, be off the hook. You know, like I say, I made kind of a friend of him. He's a pretty good guy, so it's hard to say no, you know. But next year I'm just gonna have to cut the cord. I'm gonna, you know, the kid, he must have a pretty good handle on it now, you know. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take I was thinking of it, I'm gonna take a black marker paint stick, and I'm going to mark the meshes that you go through, that you skip. There's some you go through, there's a couple you skip here and there, and there's a couple little tricks you got to do, you know, as far as stringing them, tying them in. You tie off to one corner instead of just going down through the down up. You got to go around and under first, or your triangle won't come out good. It won't be nice and straight at the bottom. You'll have part of it going up like that, so you got to go. There's a bunch of little odds and ends, and then you know, going through the 2.5 and 4 meshes up through here, like I was saying, and yeah, some things to, you know, make them come out right and look good, and probably fish a little better. I don't know, maybe not, but at least they look good and they're perfect. You know, like I say, at the end of it, I got a little ritual I always do. I always look down through them, and everything, you know, it's another masterpiece. I don't know why I do that, because they all come out the same. But I'll see if I can show. I don't know if I aim this out the door. See that at all? Probably not. Probably too bright. But you want the heads to line up with each other, two nice neat triangles. The middle opening is always bigger than the back opening. They go through here, then they go through there, and they get caught in the back. And this is I would call it a horseshoe head, because they're shaped like a horseshoe. It's a nice firm ramp. The lobsters come up in here, and your bait's here, and they come in the trap to feed. Then they end up, you know, a lot of them, some go right back out, but some go right through there thinking it might be a way out, and they get caught in the back, and yeah, so that's what the middles and backs, the back head looks like. You know, nice triangle like that, and that's the trap really. So I've got two left out of the 30. That one there, that one there. And I will be done in an hour or so. And then I gotta bundle up the heads that I cut for them, the extras. Figure everything up, all the supplies, make up the bill, give them a call. And then start picking up this shop a little bit, neaten it up, and